Well, workers' compensation is a system of laws in Illinois that compensates injured workers at no fault. So no matter who's at fault, the injured worker gets compensation. So an injured employee may be covered under workers' comp as long as his injury was work-related and it happened in and out of the course of his employment relationship.
The entity that provides the benefits in a workers' comp case is the employer. Usually they have an insurance company that provides those. Sometimes they have third-party insurance carriers, but it is the employer that has that responsibility.
Well, I think that one of the first things that a worker should do if they suffer an injury on the job, number one, is report that injury immediately to the employer. Secondly, if they are injured, they should seek immediate medical treatment either through an emergency room or through their own personal family physician. Do you agree?
Yes, and the key is to document the injury when you're talking to the doctor that you go see or the hospital to make sure that you give a proper history of the accident.
And that's very important because most insurance companies or employers and even the arbitrators at the Workers' Compensation Commission, they look to that first report on the medical records to determine whether or not that injury truly was work-related.
Well, a worker should provide proper documentation by documenting their injury by filling out an incident report. But also when they go to the doctor, just make sure they give a clear, detailed history of how the accident occurred so that the doctor can get that into his notes.
The most important forms of notice for an injury are an employer is required to provide an employee what's called a Form 45, which is the employee's first report of injury or illness. So that is done between the employee and the employer, and then the second notice that we're discussing is the one between the employee and the actual physician.